Okay, I don't know who all is here for the physical therapy event or just to, we'll call it a stretching event because physical therapy sometimes brings, it's funny about physical therapy because, you mentioned chiropractic and everybody's like, oh, this is great, man. They pop your back, you feel great. You mentioned physical therapy and they're just like, oh, man, they stretch me and, they make me move, we do exercises and they put me in pain. So I'm here to change that whole mantra about physical therapy because a lot of times there's so many things we can do with physical therapy that don't involve exercise. With physical therapy, some of it involves pain management. We use, we actually do massage. People don't realize that don't go to a physical therapist for a massage, but we actually do it as part of our treatment if it helps you. We have electrical stimulation, which is a way of using electricity to simulate rubbing. So we can sit there and rub you for 20 minutes, or we can set an electrical stimulation pad to, after a while you rub something, and it actually, if you notice, if you hit something, you hit your foot, or you hit your arm, you instinctively rub it. The electrical stimulation creates that rubbing sensation. You put a cold pack on there. Well, I've seen it work at least as good as ibuprofen or some of the drugs that people have with all the side effects. We have ultrasound, which uses sound waves to increase the circulation to an area. As increased circulation increases the what do you call it? Anyway, the blood flow makes it feel better. And let's see, we have that, and we have taping. We can actually, I've actually been able to use kinesio tape on people if they have something that doesn't feel good. It's kind of like a portable way to put a tape on there, and it's almost like somebody has a hand on something. So there's so many things we do with physical therapy. But today what I wanted to do with everybody was to show you to do something that's the simplest thing you can do. Doesn't require you to spend any money, doesn't require a prescription, it's stretching. So how many of you out there have to work? Okay, so these exercises are designed to be for someone who can you can do them at your workplace, you can do them as you're just going about your everyday business. Just something that's, like something you can just put in your pocket, bring out, and know what you're doing. So, I've designed some exercises for standing and some exercises for sitting. We'll start out with the one standing. As you notice, I'm not wearing like lycra or spandex or even yeah, right? Biker shorts, So not wearing any of that. I'm just wearing regular jeans, regular shirt, just to show you how you can do this. You don't have to be in workout attire. You can do it at home. If you see behind me, I have a chair for like what you would have at an office desk to show those people you can do it as you're an office worker. So wanted to talk about some of the benefits of stretching. Just something simple as stretching. Stretching increases your blood flow, not only to your muscles, but also to your organs. So it's really good. It can help decrease blood pressure. So in addition, sometimes people think about blood pressure, they have to either do some deep breathing or if they have to take metoprolol or some other drug in order to decrease it. But stretching, if you do it consistently, can decrease your blood pressure. Stretching decreases the tension and stress in your muscles. So if you're stressed out, especially up through here, a lot of times we hold stress in our neck. I'll be showing you some neck stretches. Stretching also decreases your chance of injury if you're an athlete. And it also increases your muscle tone. I think a lot of people, I used to watch Bruce Lee when he would do all of his karate and he had these rippling muscles. And if you, back then, now they do a little bit more weightlifting or resistance exercise. And back then, during the 70s, 80s, most of what they were doing was stretching. So you can actually increase your muscle tone with stretching. So there's some general rules, guidelines for stretching. Stretching should not be painful. Now there's a difference between painful and uncomfortable. You can stretch to the point where you feel a stretchy discomfort, but don't pull or stretch into pain. You shouldn't bounce with your stretches because, if somebody's doing it, you shouldn't bounce. It actually will make you tighter if you bounce or if you're pulling faster because it'll make your body want to protect itself And this is a million-dollar question. How long should you stretch? Some of the recent studies show 30 to 60 seconds of stretching works. And you should stretch hard. Stretching harder does not necessarily make you go farther. You should stretch longer. So if you had a choice, say, man, I want to get this done. I want to just make myself flexible very quickly. 30 to 60, do it more often and longer rather than harder. So, and then you can choose any of these stretches or exercises I have and just build up from there. So, all right, with no further ado, let's start out with your exercises standing. This is going to be one for people at the office. It's going to be a stretch you possibly haven't seen before. It's one to help you put your head back over your shoulders. We'll probably go through 10 seconds of each stretch just for time's sake, but I would recommend that most of these stretches do it 3 times 10 seconds or 3 times 20 seconds on each side, okay? So this first one I'm going to turn sideways so you can see me. It's called chin tucks. This is for the office worker or people who are on their cell phone or working with their hands in front of them. A lot of times you'll see them with their head forward. So I'm going to turn sideways. This is a if you're making big movements with this, you're doing it wrong. So I'm going to show it to you first. I'm going to turn sideways. I got to establish a plumb line. I'm establishing my finger. Be like this. My finger's going to be ahead of my chin, and they call these chin tucks. What you do, if my head's forward, I want to chuck my chin and pull my head back. Hold it for 2 or 3 seconds, and then relax. And then try it again. Like that. And relax. Now, I'm a pro at this. I've been doing it for a while, so I actually go back pretty far. But you will have some people, if they've been at a desk for a long period of time, it'll look something like this. It'll be very small, okay? So let's do 10 of these, about a 3-second hold, okay? 1. And those who are online, you can follow along with me. It's the weirdest looking exercise. You can do it at a stoplight. If you do it in front of your coworkers and they wonder what you're doing, just tell them Ted told you to do it for your head, okay? So, pull it back 1, 2, 3, and relax. 2, 2, 3, relax. 3, 2, 3, relax. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10, okay? That one's pretty good for getting rid of headaches. If you have a headache, sometimes people have a stress headache that goes right here. You do 10 to 20 of those 3 times a day, it can actually take the headache down, okay? The other exercise here is for the upper traps. If you've seen some of those bodybuilders or some of those people who look like they don't have a neck, that's your trapezius, it's your upper trapezius. So with this one, what you want to do is you make a fist with the side you're going to stretch. In this case, it's going to be my left side. Okay, and what you do is you punch down toward the floor so that your shoulder goes down toward the floor, okay? And then you tilt your head away from the side you're punching down on. And most of what you'll feel the stretch is from the punch. And then you take this hand, put it on this side of your head, and pull it over until you feel a stretch. Shouldn't hurt. Hold it for about 10 seconds. 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000, 4, 1,000, 5, 1,000, 6, 1,000, 7, 1,000, 8, 1,000, 9, 1,000, 10, 1,000. Okay, very good. Now you do the other side. Punch this shoulder down. Punch is the most important thing. And then you tilt the head away. And if you can't go that far, don't worry about it, just so long as you feel the stretch. Most of your force should be on the punch, not on the pull, because you don't want to pull too hard on your head. Okay, 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000, 4, 1,000, 5, 1,000, 6, 1,000, 7, 1,000, 8, 1,000, 9, 1,000, 10, 1,000. So that stretches the side of your neck and your traps. Okay, and you're going to be a little sore at first because your body is going to kind of try to fight you. It's going to be kind of a rebound. That's why you want to do it about 30 seconds so your body actually gives in to you. At first, it's going to feel like, ah. It's like if you ask somebody to stretch their hamstrings, they don't want to do it at first because it hurts. But if they keep doing it after a while, it actually starts to feel better. Okay. So this one is actually, the next stretch I'm going to show you is for the muscle called your levator scapulae. It lifts up your scapula, okay? Runs the back of your neck. It's a very common muscle for causing headaches in people. So this one's a little different. You actually have to turn your head away from, so if you're stretching this side, you turn your head away from the side you're stretching. I'm stretching the right side. And then you take your chin down toward the floor. Then you take your hand and you grab the back of your head. And you want your elbow to be in front of your nose. You punch down again on that right side, and you pull your head down, and you'll feel it stretching the back of your neck. 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000, 4, 1,000, 5, 1,000, 6, 1,000, 7, 1,000, 8, 1,000, 9, 1,000, 10, 1,000. Very good. All right. Now let's try the other side. I'm going to have you punch down. Turn your head away from the side you're punching down. Chin down. Put your hand on top of your head. Pull your head down. Hold it for 10 seconds. 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000, 4, 1,000, 5, 1,000, 6, 1,000, 7, 1,000, 8, 1,000, 9, 1,000, 10, 1,000. Okay, so that's the neck. How do you feel? Okay. This other one requires a corner stretch or a doorway stretch. Kind of hard to show online, so I'm going to demonstrate it first in the air. Okay, so we're going to pretend like we're in a corner, then I'll turn around in the corner and we'll do it. Those of you who are out there, just go ahead and we're going to do it. I'm going to demonstrate in the corner, you can do it in the air. What it is it's a lot of times when you're typing on a keyboard, your shoulders are forward and your pecs get tight, and people end up walking like this. So this is the way you find a corner, you put your arms up like this, and you lean into the corner, and you let your elbows come behind your shoulders, almost like you're poking your chest out, okay? And you'll feel it stretching through there. Hold it for about 10 seconds. 3, 1,000, 4, 1,000, 5, 1,000, 6, 1,000, 7, 1,000, 8, 1,000, 10, 1,000. Okay, so that's, I showed an air corner stretch. Now I'm going to show you real quick in the corner. We'll find a good corner here. I'm just going to move this. So this is the way it actually looks. You find the corner. You don't want to go too high. If you have a shoulder problem, you keep it low. And you lean into the corner like that, okay? Logistically, that's going to be hard to show on Facebook, but you guys can kind of get the message there. You just find a good corner. You can also do it in a doorway if you have, side of the doorway. Okay? All right, now we're going to make a transition. This one's a little bit more challenging. This is going to stretch multiple areas. This is called the reach side stretch. It's going to stretch your wrist, your hand, and also your sides. If people have been sitting in a chair all day, sometimes you sit in a chair all day and you're like, oh man, I want to get up. This is a good one that you can do right in your office. You stand up, you take your hands in front of you and you interlace your fingers, and then you turn them out away from you. And you'll feel that stretch right away, right? And then you reach up, and if you're like me, you suck your gut in. You do it. And you reach up toward the ceiling first, for about 2-3 seconds. And then what you want to do is stay just like that. And then you want to bend to your left and reach up at the same time. Keep your feet on the ground. Hold it for about 10 seconds. 1,000, 2,000. Okay, come back to the middle. Then we're going to go to the right side and reach to the right and up at the same time. And you'll feel this stretch all through your side as you're doing it. It's a good stretch. Okay, come on back down. Let's reach up one more time for good measure. And then you come back down. Okay, so that stretches the wrist, helps you with try to prevent carpal tunnel, and also stretches your torso. Now we're going to make a transition from there to more your lower body. Okay, this is a way to stretch your hamstrings. Sometimes I'll have people do this. Sometimes if I have athletes, I'll have them find something to put their legs up on to stretch. What I found is that we're in a society that sits down a lot, so most people are not that flexible enough to do that. They're good enough of a stretch. What you do is you take your foot, you stick it in front of you, and you cock your foot back towards you until you feel that stretch in the back of your calf. You keep your back straight, reach your arms out in front of you, and then reach forward and down until you feel that stretch in your hamstring. Now, if you need to grab onto something on the side and just do it with one arm, that's fine. Do you feel that stretch back there? Hold it for about 10 seconds. And then come on back up. And then you can try the other side. You basically put the leg out in front of you, put the heel on the ground, cock the foot back, reach the arms out in front of you. If you need to grab onto something, you can. Reach forward. The big thing about stretching is you keep your back straight so you hinge at the hips. And you'll feel that stretch in your hamstrings. Okay? Okay, come on back up. Whew, how do we feel? All right. So, all right. This next one, you probably want to grab onto the back of a chair. One that doesn't, I've got exceptional balance, so I can use a chair with wheels on it right now. But if you grab onto something that doesn't move, and you're going to stretch, you're going to do a quadricep stretch, just so that you guys can see what I'm doing. I'm going to do it sideways and to the front. So I'm going to start out. I'm going to take my cell phone out. So what you want to do with this, you make sure you stand up nice and tall. I like with this one to reach and grab the opposite leg with my opposite hand. So I'll show you from the back here. You bend your knee, you grab the opposite leg like that, and you pull it up like that. Stay nice and tall. Hold that for about 10 seconds. Now, believe it or not, this can be hard for people. Sometimes some people, I was going to say that, that's what you do. Some people can't, they cannot grab that leg. So if you can't grab your leg, well, I just grab another chair.
My center of gravity.
Right? And plus you have one in front of you.
Where should you be feeling this?
In your quadriceps, yep, right up here. So I'm going to move this table over a little bit. So if you can't get your leg up there, make sure you grab onto something. You can do this. And then what you can do is you can kind of lower down a little bit to stretch it. Okay? Find a way to make one. All right? So that's a good quadriceps, front of your leg stretch, okay? All right. So, put this back down. Thank you, sir. All right, so we've gone from the head to the shoulders to the trunk. We stretched the hamstrings, the front of the leg, and now you can stretch your calf out. Many times, people will have, if they have blood flow problems, you have heart problems, your blood flow goes down to your feet, goes from your capillaries to your venules, okay, from your arteries to your veins, it comes back up to your heart. And it's really important to stretch your calf out and keep your feet moving and flexible so that you get more circulation. So the way you can do this, a lot of people do this wrong, because the focus of this should be getting in kind of a lunge position, okay? And the leg in front is lunging, and the heel, and this leg stays locked, and the heel stays on the ground. So when you go forward, you lunge this knee forward, keep that heel on the ground, and as you go forward, you'll feel it stretching in the back of your calf. Now, sometimes people like to grab onto a wall when they're doing this. For sake of demonstration, I'm not going to use the wall. I'm just going to do this. Hold that for about 10 seconds. You feel it stretching in the back of the calf? Okay, great. All right. And you can do this to keep your balance. And then you can switch. Remember, it's basically a lunge. Lunge, keep the heel down, and as you go forward, stay standing up straight. Not this, but this. 2 1,000, 3 1,000, 4 1,000. Okay, so that's good. So that's all the exercises standing up. How do you feel? You ready to sit down now? Okay. Okay. So, for sitting down, I got an office chair to show people how they can do this in an office chair. We're going to start out with your trunk. All right? So, with this one, we are going to have people reach out in front of them. And then, if you're in an office chair, Kyle, you would have another office chair for her? Can you grab that one? Because you're going to end up, I'm going to show you, your legs will be apart, and you're going to reach down like you're reaching underneath the chair, and you're going to feel your back stretch. And then you're going to come on back up. Okay, I wasn't sure if you're going to bump into the... This office chair has no real restrictions on it, so do that for about 10 seconds like that. So that stretches, that works on your back flexion, on your, the technical term is your erector spinae, these muscles right here, and also right in the middle of your mid-back. It stretches those out. Sometimes people feel good with that. Okay, great. Looking good. All right. So, we did that. We're still going to stay with the torso. With this one, you're going to basically cross your arms, and you're going to follow your arms with your nose. So it's not going to be this. It's going to be turning, about 2 or 3 seconds. Come back to the front. Go to the right. Come to the front. That's one. Let's do 10 of these. Now, one of the things you'll find out is that you're typically going to be tighter going to one side versus the other. And sometimes when people are using a mouse, it's on the right side or left side, and that's the place that they lean. And so what they'll find out is that they actually have more range of motion going that side than they do the other. This evens things out. So we'll do this. Good. Follow it. Remember to follow your elbows, the arms with your nose. And don't let your hips turn. It's just your upper body. Because it's easy if I was going to do this in a chair, to just do that. But it's really where you get the stretches, when your legs stay where they are, and you turn like that. Very good. Okay, that's good. All right, I think that's enough of those. All right, so we went from the trunk, from bending forward, rotation. Now we're going to go with the shoulder. Now it's important with this, if you have a shoulder problem, that if you're coming straight across like that, sometimes that'll pinch. So what you want to do really is maybe come down a little and pull across at your elbow and stretch the back of your shoulder, okay? You hold that for about 10 seconds. 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000, 5, 1,000, 6, 1,000, 7. And then relax. And then you do the other side. Pull that across. 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000, 4, 1,000. And then you're like, so when you're doing that, it's important you can grab up on the elbow rather than down here because it's a lot harder to hold, okay? All right, so where you want to go from that? This is probably one of the favorite exercises I have that people who work at an office like, is stretching the wrist. It really helps. There's increased incidence of carpal tunnel sometimes with people when they're typing or they're using a mouse, or if they're using their hands for, let's say, electrical work and stuff like that. So what you want to do with this one, put your arm straight out in front of you, bring your hand down. And it's important with this one when you're doing it, in order to feel the stretch, that you curl the fingers under. So you bring this hand on the opposite hand, put it here, curl your fingers under until you feel the stretch. You might not have to go that far before you feel the stretch. And again, you keep the elbow straight, like that. Hold that for about 10 seconds. I'll show it to you sideways. Okay. All right. Good. Now we're going to stand the same hand, stays out like that, and you bring it up, and you grab the fingers, and you pull it back. 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000, 4. Okay, that's 10 seconds on that one. Now, let's try your left one, or your opposite. Let's do this. Curl the fingers under. 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000, 4, 1,000, 5, 1,000, 6, 1,000, 7, 1,000, 8, 1,000, 10, 1,000. Okay, great. And then let's go the opposite way. 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000, 4, 1,000, 5, 1,000, 6, 1,000, 7, 1,000, 8, 1,000, 9, 1,000, 10, 1,000. Okay, so it's good when you come from there. You can stretch your thumb out too. People forget about their thumb because you're mousing. Is you have your hand in front of you and you can actually pull your thumb back and stretch these muscles here. This is called your thenar eminence, your hypothenar eminence muscles. So stretch those. 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000, 4, 1,000. Okay, let's try the other side. 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000, 4, 1,000, 6, 1,000. Okay, that's good. And then last but not least, sometimes we do a lot of this bending with our fingers, but very rarely do we spread our fingers. So you can kind of work on spread your fingers. You can do this in between mousing and typing to kind of loosen up your muscles. There are muscles in here that are in between your metacarpals here. That are called lumbricals. They kind of go sideways across there, and so sometimes they need to be stretched out too. Okay? All right, we're almost done with the stretches here, guys. How's everybody holding up? All right, good. All right, so we went from the torso to the upper body. Now we're going to go lower body again. Again, here's another way to do, if you don't feel like getting up and stretching and doing your hamstring stretch, you can sit right there. Put the legs straight out in front of you. This is what most people are accustomed to. Now the important thing about a hamstring stretch, your back stays straight, you look straight ahead, and you're reaching like this. You can actually even reach out with your hands if you want, or you can just grab your leg, but try not to bend your back. So let's do that. 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000, 4, 1,000, 6, 1,000, 7, 1,000, 8, 1,000, 9, 1,000, 10, 1,000. Good. And then let's try your left leg. 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000, 4, 1,000, 5, 1,000, 6, 1,000, 7, 1,000, 8, 1,000, 9, 10, 1,000. Okay, very good. So the last two things I have people do, are a couple things there. There's a couple things. These are kind of more, a little bit more active exercises than stretches. If you're bored, you need some more circulation to your leg, you can always do kicks. Kind of alternate them in the 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay. All right, so that gets, again, it's about blood flow. Last kind of activity, sitting in a chair. It's not a strengthening activity. Again, it's really important to keep the blood flowing through your feet. So you want to do heel rocks. It's kind of hard for people. Can we tilt it? I think they can't. Can they see my feet? Maybe I should move over here. Can they see my sneakers? Yep. Or I'm moving more. Okay, so with these, you're going to go up for your heels and up on your toes. Heels, toes. Again, I've made these, some people might say, well, these exercises are very simplistic, they're very easy, they're meant to be that way. They're meant to be easy, something you can knock out. You don't have to do all of them. You can choose just a couple of them. Remember this mantra though. It's easy to do these exercises. It's also easy not to do these exercises. So choose what works for you, okay? So we're all set with those. Appreciate it. Thanks for going through that. Yeah, we're all done. So you can, I will have these exercises where you can, we're having a drawing where you can go to my website, Temple Ergonomics, www.templeergonomics, and where you can enter to win a free screening for physical therapy. So don't forget to do that. I've had a couple of people in the room that have to leave, but if those who want to stay, take care. Those who want to stay, I'll show you a couple strengthening exercises you can do with bands also that are easy. Okay? Let me grab the bands here. How you want to grab your band? Yep. All right. So these are TheraBands. You can buy them online, or you can go to a place like Dick's Sporting Goods, or you can go to Walmart and get some stretchy bands to give you some resistance. So again, these are for people who, if you just don't have time to get to a gym or get out, then you can try this just at your workplace. So the name for these exercises are cheerleaders. We come up with some weird names sometimes in physical therapy. So cheerleaders, you say, they go, yay, all right, great, hoorah. So that's, somebody came up with that name. So that's, you'll see in a second why they came up with that. So with these, you take the bands, I call them diagonals. You hold them out in front of you just like this, like you were making an X, right? So this is one side of the X. You have this thumb going up, this thumb going up in the same direction, hold them in front of you. This one goes down towards your feet. This one goes up towards the sky. At the same time, pull it across your nose and back together. This works in between your shoulder blades and helps with your postural muscles. So you do a couple of these this way, just like that. Okay, I'd say 5 to 10. And then you make the other part of the X. You have this thumb facing up, this thumb facing up, and you come like this. Okay? Good. Okay. And so this one you go straight across your chest. You have your arms out in front of you, and you pull across your chest. All right. Those work on your posture. There are proprioceptors in your muscles that can get trained to where you don't even have to think about it, and they'll keep you in a good posture. Okay? So that's for posture muscles in your shoulder blade, in your posterior shoulder. The other one you can do is curls, bicep curls. You hook it underneath your foot, grab the bands like this, and you do the curls. Okay? Maybe like 10 to 20 of those. All right? I'm getting a pump already. I don't know about you guys. All right? Okay. And then if you want to work, I hear a lot of women, they get older, they complain about these saggy triceps, right? The ones, mine's kind of sagging too right now. I gotta work on it. But anyway, they kind of wave with the wind, right? So if you want to work on those, the bands are great because bands, unlike free weights, give you actually increased resistance at the end of the movement. Free weights, if you're lifting them, you get to a certain point and you don't get as much resistance. With the bands, they give you resistance all the way through. So they tend to give you a little bit more power, and they give you more muscle, a little bit more muscle tone. So with this, if you're sitting here and you're at work to work your triceps, you can hold it just like this and go just like that. You can make it as hard or easy as you want. And just bend at the elbow. Keep your shoulder over your head, and you're just bending at the elbow. If you have a shoulder problem, you can lower it. Do it just like that. Okay? So just like that at your elbow. That's for your triceps. Get those saggy triceps. Get those triceps from sagging. So you can also do it on this side. You can have it up here like this if you want to be strict about it. Arm right over your head, like that, okay? That's for your triceps. And then, last thing, if you're working at a desk and you want to keep your wrists nice and supple, you've been using the mouse all day, you can do different things with your wrist, where you bring your wrist in and out, just for range of motion. And then you can also do rotation. They call this supination and pronation in physical therapy. And then you can also do the hammer, where they're going up and down, okay? And this last one for your thumb, there is a condition where the extensor pollicis longus tendon gets irritated. It's where people with their mouse fingers are using their thumb a lot. And there's a test for it called Finkelstein's test, where you actually take your thumb, you grab it, and you tilt it down, and if you get pain through there, that's positive for, I don't know why they named it after this person, de Quervain's syndrome. So in order to stretch that tendon, if you have that, you actually use the test. You do this, and you grab your thumb inside your fingers, and you tilt it down like you're using a hammer, and you hold it for about 10 seconds to stretch that. So that is the stretching. Now, I know that seemed like kind of a long session, guys. That's because I showed every stretch known to man. For that, I showed that I wanted to cover everybody, every profession, the one standing and the one sitting. So just take one or all or just a couple of those and adapt it to what you're doing in your work, and then suit it to you. And then, again, like I said, these exercises will be available if you want to come on our website for a small fee. It's like $5. If you want to go there and grab those, and that way you can have a copy of me doing them, and we'll go from there, okay? My business is called Temple Ergonomics. I'm located over by Players Choice, right by Appleton North High School. Right now, I'm open the afternoon from about 5 to 7 p.m. That's when a lot of people are getting off work. I can expand my hours eventually, but that's how I'm starting out. And I take most insurances except for Network Health Plan right now. I'm trying to work out something with Network, but I take all the other ones, Anthem, Blue Cross Blue Shield, WPS, Humana, any of the other ones I take. So otherwise, we can work out a payment plan. I have a scale that goes from $25 a visit to $75 a visit, depending upon your financial situation. I'm here to help people. I'm not here to bankrupt people. So if you are having trouble with your finances, you still need help, I can still have that swinging scale for you to be able to help you. And also, I do free screenings. So please feel free to sign up for a free screening, or you can also, with our contest, just go to the QR code we have online and sign up where you can win a free physical therapy exam. All right? Thanks for joining me, guys. Appreciate it.